I want you to diagram this verse found in Ephesians 6 verse 17. The verse says, "Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God." Now, for you to be guided, you must identify the subject and the verb for you to be able to create the baseline. Kindly do it and identify your baseline, your prepositional phrase, and your clauses. I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. Now let's first identify the subject. What is the subject here? Anyone? Can you look at your work? It's very clear that since this is an imperative statement, so we know for sure that there is an indirect cue there. So there is an omitted word, you. However, it's given since the subject is already included in the verb, the word take. So you take, and take is the verb. What else do we have here in this verse? We also have the direct object. So take is the verb, and then the direct object is helmet. What else do we have here? We also have of salvation is what? Take note of this word. Very good. Of salvation is an object of the preposition. We have the preposition word of, and then object of the preposition salvation. What else do we have here? We also have and. And is what? This is a conjunction, and it connects the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. Now we also have the sword. What is this? Very good. The sword is the object as well. And then of the Spirit it's very clear that this one is an object, or sorry, this one is a prepositional phrase of the Spirit. And then we also have which is the word of God. The which is the word of God, this one is a relative clause. Why it's a relative clause? Because of the word which. Which is a pronoun, and this is a relative pronoun. And then whenever we use the word clause, it means that it is a subject and a verb. So we have the subject which, and then the verb is. We also have the word of as the preposition, and God as the object of the preposition. Now we're done. It's time for us to diagram it. Now, don't make things complicated, because in diagramming, before doing it, you must identify again your baseline. Your baseline actually must have what? One is it must have the subject, and second is that it must have a verb and the direct object. Yun lang po ang dapat nasa baseline. And the rest, like subordinating clauses and the prepositional phrases will go beneath it. Let's first write the word take. Put it in the middle. The subject is, it's not stated there, it's omitted, so I'll put it X, or you may supply open and close parenthesis you, because it's understood that the subject is you. You take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So the verb is take. Even in diagramming, kailangan nyo pa rin si X. Now let's continue. The verb is take, and then we have how many direct objects. Kindly identify how many direct objects do we have here. Very good. We have the helmet of salvation, and we have also the sword of the Spirit. So helmet and sword. So since we have two direct objects, so I will put it like this one, and then signifying that after that bar line, that means that it's already the direct object. So I'll make first the helmet of salvation. Helmet. Helmet of what? Okay, observation will go down because this is a prepositional phrase. Salvation. And then the coordinating conjunction and by the way, I forgot the word the. It should be under helmet. You may supply that one. I put it here. I'll use blue so that you be able to identify the added word. Now we already have this one. Take. What are you going to take? Helmet. Aside from helmet, you are also to take what? Sword. This one is the helmet of salvation, and then this one is the sword of the Spirit. Now we still have one clause here. Again, a clause has a subject and a predicate or a verb. Now, we still have which is the word of God. This one is what we call relative clause. And how to diagram a relative clause. This relative clause is a dependent clause because without the take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, without this one, this cannot be understood properly, which is the word of God. How to diagram it? Let's first identify kung ano itong which na ito. Saan ito tumutukoy? The which here describes what? Is tantamount to the word, since it's a relative pronoun, it must point to the noun. And the noun for this one is the sword. Okay. So put it like this. Which is the word the, and then of God. This is how you will diagram the relative clause, which is the subject, and this one is connected to the noun sword, and then this is a to be verb or linking verb, which is word. The word here is the which. This is word of God. Did you get it correctly? Look at your work. Let me see your raised hand if you got it correctly. Should you have questions, kindly ask it. Thank you.